Yeah. Well, that really resonates, Anthony. And I like what you said. I'm here to connect with people, not just to, for the sake of delivering my message. And I think we've all worked with someone whose slides were flawless, but they would leave the room wondering, wait, what was the main point again? Thank you for sharing that. And now, Anthony, traditional leadership programs often focus on frameworks, models, and tools, but where do they fall short in helping leaders actually shift those deeply ingrained communication habits?
Mm. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in the previous question, which is before we focus on the techniques and the framework, it's important to focus on the mind because ultimately it's the mindset that will lead to certain actions. And it's the action that will then, when you repeat it over time, becomes habits, right?
Yes.
So, one question I often ask my coachees who fall into this space is that what is your ultimate purpose when it comes to, say, getting on a stage or communicating? Is it to go through a PowerPoint presentation in the given time? And so the point is to jam as much information in there as possible to show that you're very knowledgeable,
Ah,
right? And often that actually is what their mind is telling them. Yes, that is exactly my job, right? Um, versus, have you ever thought about what does the audience truly want, right? What is the key message you want the audience to remember you by? And then what is the call to action, right?
ah,
Like, what is what you're going to say in the next 10, 15 minutes going to make a difference to them or allow them to think about the status quo differently? Okay, so that's another question that I asked them, right? Uh, so another example would be, I mean, you and I have been to a lot of these talks and listened to people speak, right?
mhm.
And then I would ask my clients, like, do you think that what you're about to do 3 years later, people will remember you for getting on stage and go through an 80 page PowerPoint in 30 minutes, or something that is very simple with pauses that will cause the audience to think deeply or change their perspective?
Mhm.